You're so mean. Staying calm when you're the villain. Picture this. Your child's face crumples, eyebrows knit together, and suddenly those three words fly out. You're so mean. For so many parents, that moment hurts. You feel it in your chest. Maybe your cheeks flush, or you hear that little inner voice. Am I being too harsh? Am I failing them? In a split second, you're not just a parent anymore, you're the villain in your own child's story. It's one of the hardest feelings in parenting, and it's so easy to get pulled into guilt, defensiveness, or the urge to explain yourself over and over. But what if I told you that being called mean could actually be a sign you're showing up as a steady, wise guide and you can respond in a way that's kind, confident, and deeply connected? Today, I'm going to walk you through why your child says these words, what's actually happening in their developing brain, and how you can hold your boundary with calm warmth. I'll share practical scripts, explain how to name and reflect feelings instead of letting words control the moment, and give you easy ways to repair so you both come away feeling stronger, not just shaken. By the end, you'll have at least one go-to response ready for the next time those mean words get shouted in your direction, and I think you'll feel a whole lot more at peace inside. If you've ever had your child call you mean, or felt stuck in a spiral of guilt afterwards, you are not alone. If this is speaking to your heart already, take a second to like this video, subscribe to Calm Roots Parenting, and let me know in the comments how old is your child, and what's your usual reaction when you hear, "You're so mean." Let's start by understanding why this feels so hard. For parents who are trying to raise resilient, emotionally healthy kids, being seen as the bad guy is painful. Maybe you grew up with adults who yelled or controlled, and you swore you'd be gentler, or maybe you're navigating this for the first time, and there's no script in your head for how to do it right. When your child pushes back with, "You're mean," your brain can go into threat mode just like there's a little rush of fight or flight, an urge to defend yourself, or to convince them that, actually, you're not mean, you're just doing what's best. But here's the thing. Your child's words are not really about you. They're about their own disappointed feelings, their need for control, or the discomfort of hitting a healthy limit. When you stand tall and steady, being loving but firm, they're learning what safe boundaries look like. Science tells us that early childhood is a time of huge emotional waves. Kids haven't built the inner tools for self-soothing yet, and their brains are wired to feel first, think later. So when you say, "No, you can't have a cookie before dinner," or "It's time to leave the park," and your child calls you mean, what you're really seeing is a stress response. Their world feels momentarily unfair or overwhelming. The part of the brain that manages impulse, empathy, and logic is still under construction, so the words come out raw and strong. Here's the reframe. Being called mean does not make you a bad parent. It means you're showing up with necessary limits, which actually create more emotional safety in the long run. It means you're helping your child build frustration tolerance, emotional vocabulary, and resilience. Your job isn't to fix their discomfort in the moment or to win them over to your way of thinking. It's to hold steady, stay kind, and let them ride the wave of big feelings they're having, knowing you're not abandoning them. Imagine what's possible when you do this. Your child learns, over and over, that their feelings are safe to express, even the messy ones, and that you're still right there. They realize that disappointment or anger is survivable. You show them that boundaries and love go hand in hand. Not only do you model self-control, but you also set the foundation for self-worth. And you get to walk away from those moments feeling clear, not crushed by guilt or the worry that you've failed. So, what can you do, practically, in those moments when you hear, "You're so mean"? Whether it's shouted with stomping feet, whispered with tears, or thrown at you in a full meltdown, here's a simple, three-part approach I want you to try. Hold the limit with loving confidence. Reflect the feeling, not the hurtful words, and use a quick repair if things get tense. Let's go deeper into each part. First, when you set a limit with snacks, screen time, bedtime, or whatever the issue is, try to say it in a calm, steady voice. You might feel your own body tense up, but this is where your own regulation matters most. Take a slow breath. Remind yourself that holding boundaries is caring, not cruel. For example, you could say, I know you really want to stay up late, but it's bedtime now. I'll tuck you in and stay with you a few minutes. You don't need to explain or justify or debate. Less is often more. Next, when the words "you're mean" appear, try not to respond to those words themselves, but to the feeling underneath. Your child isn't asking for a lecture. They're trying to show you how hard the limit feels. You can reflect this by naming what's underneath. It's so hard when something fun has to stop, or you're upset because I said no to more cookies, huh? This move is powerful. It tells your child they're seen, even in their struggle. The science is clear. When we name it to tame it, the emotional brain starts to settle. You're modeling empathy, which eventually leads them to show it for others and for you. Maybe right now, you're thinking, but what if I lose it? Or what if I feel this deep urge to defend myself, to say, I'm not mean. I'm trying to keep you healthy. That is so normal. It's hard to hear hurtful words from your own child. Many parents get caught in that loop of arguing, reasoning, or pleading for understanding. But you don't have to let your own sense of worth depend on your child liking your limit in the moment. In fact, staying steady in the face of their frustration is one of the greatest gifts you can give, not just to them, but to yourself as a parent. If you've ever felt beaten down by these moments, please pause and share in the comments what's the toughest thing your child has said to you in anger. Telling your story helps other parents feel less alone. And if you haven't already, tap that subscribe button to join our Calm Roots parenting community. We're here to support each other, judgment-free. Finally, if things get really heated, or if you react in a way you wish you hadn't, try a quick repair. Kids don't need perfect parents. They need real ones who can reconnect after a hard moment. After everyone has calmed down, you might say, "It was really hard for you when I said no, I'm here now." Or, "I got frustrated too. But I love you no matter what." This kind of repair builds trust, and it actually rewires the child's brain for resilience, empathy, and secure attachment. Let's bring this together with a couple of real-life examples. Imagine it's a rainy afternoon, and your child is bored, asking for screens. You say, "No screens right now. Let's play a game together instead." The protests start. "You're so mean. Everyone else gets more TV." What do? Step 1. Breathe and hold the limit. I get that more screen time sounds really fun, but the answer is still no for now. Step 2. Name the feeling. You're mad at me for saying no. Step 3. If it escalates or if you snap and raise your voice, later that day you might reconnect with, "I'm sorry I got sharp earlier. I care about how you feel, even when I need to make hard choices." Or picture a bedtime battle. Your child is angling for one more story, and you're exhausted. You say, "It's time for lights out." They wail, "You're the meanest parent ever." Instead of correcting or negotiating, hold steady. "Lights out now, and I'll stay with you for a few minutes while you get cozy." Then reflect. It's disappointing when the fun ends. I get it. Later, a quiet repair can be as simple as a hug and, "I love you," even when you're upset. Notice what's not happening here. You're not giving long speeches, not apologizing for being a parent, not trying to win the argument. You're just reflecting, holding, repairing. This is the work of wise, emotionally intelligent parenting. It's not flashy, and sometimes it feels invisible, but these are the moments that build your child's brain for a lifetime of resilience. Remember, when you're the villain, you're also the anchor your child needs most. Boundaries are an act of love. Staying calm is a gift to you both. Naming feelings teaches emotional intelligence, and repairing when things break, because they always do, sometimes is how trust and safety grow. So, before your next difficult moment, I invite you to write down one response you want to use when your child tells you, "You're so mean." Maybe it's as simple as, "I see this is hard,"